Hello and welcome to the top 3 steps you need to follow to begin to manifest more easily. After today's webinar, you are going to walk away with an understanding of the energy drainers that are present in your life, and I am going to share with you some easy methods that are going to help you to plug those energy drainers so that you can fill yourself up with that vital energy that is needed to manifest all your desires. We're also going to talk about how to use the challenges that show up in your life and use them from the perspective of them giving you greater clarity about where you are in your life and what the next best step is for you. We're also going to talk about the importance of slowing down. And the reason why we're talking about this is because when we slow down, it actually gives us space to create everything that we want with ease and with joy. Now, my name is Melissa Sarrazin, and I am a multidimensional healer, an energy practitioner, and a spiritual mentor. And I offer various services and transformational programs through my business, Sacred Vision Life. Excuse me. But before I ever called myself a healer, I lived a different life. I graduated from college with a culinary management degree, which means that I was trained to go into a restaurant to work in the kitchen, become a chef. And I also had the knowledge of what was needed in order to run the entire restaurant. So I was familiar with the back and the front of the house, as we say. Now, I used this skill in order to manifest one of my biggest lifelong dreams, and that was to travel the world. I realized that I was led to the culinary industry because that was one of the dreams that I held near and dear to my heart. And I knew that everywhere I went, no matter where it was in the world, that people needed to eat, and so that I would be able to support myself. So I left home with my backpack on my back at the age of 24. I lived in several different countries, and I ended up coming home just after the age of 30. Now, one of the main things that I learned on that journey when I was traveling is that you take yourself with you wherever you go. So no matter where you are, if you find yourself standing in front of the pyramids in Giza in Egypt, and you are in awe that you got there, you're bringing all of the baggage that you are carrying with you to that moment. And, I didn't know it at the time, but I had a pattern of depression that was following me everywhere that I went. So every experience that I had was a little bit tainted by that energy of depression. And I experienced burnout soon after I started working in the culinary field. Working in kitchens, it was a boys' club back then. I know there are a lot more females in the kitchen now, which I'm grateful for. But back then it was a boys' club, and we worked hard. We worked 12 to 16-hour days sometimes, and it's high pressure working in restaurant kitchens. And the motto that a lot of chefs keep and live by is that you work hard and you play hard. And so that was the motto that I followed and I lived for a long time. Little did I know, though, that it was burning out my energy. And so it allowed a greater space for that energy of depression to come in and to take over my life. Luckily enough, though, when I was traveling, I did manage to meet my soulmate. We have been together now for 18 years, and in just a few weeks, we're going to be celebrating our 16th wedding anniversary. So I was blessed to meet him, and on our travels, we went to Australia. We lived and worked on an organic farm there on an island called French Island in Australia, and it was one of the most beautiful places that I had ever been. We were surrounded by so many different exotic birds and plants. We even had a koala living inside the tree outside of our bedroom window. And every year she would have a baby, and we had the chance to get up close and personal and really watch the relationship between mother and baby. But it was really, when we were in this place, we were learning to live off of the land. We were growing our own food, and we were harvesting that food and taking it into the kitchen. And we were using the freshest food possible, which was a dream come true. So on the outside looking in, it looked like my life had everything. I was traveling, I was living my dream. We had this beautiful opportunity to learn how to grow food and to bring it to people and interact with them. And we had so many wonderful experiences. You know, one woman who was in her 80s, as I was talking to her after she ate her lunch, she said, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I haven't tasted a tomato like that since I was a child." And it was a really magical experience. And yet we take ourselves with us. And so my depressive side followed me to the island. It followed me to the farm. And one day after a business meeting, someone had said something about it was hard to work with me. And this was a theme. This was a pattern that kept following me no matter where I went. And this was, I believe, the third or fourth time I had heard the same story from someone that I had been working with. And it triggered something inside of me. And I ended up having a meltdown. I stayed in bed for about 3 days and just cried my eyes out. Didn't matter what I was thinking about. Didn't matter how I tried to stop myself. It just all came to the surface and all came out at that time. And luckily enough, the man who was running the farm, he had a past life as a social worker. And he then recognized my behavior. And he set me on a path that really taught me that you can change your life. And he gave me all of this wisdom about how to do that in various easy steps. And so there's a whole story there about my journey to healing. And you can read about that in the book that I wrote called How Saying Yes to Depression Leads Us into Healing. It is available on Amazon. If you are interested, you can go and purchase it there. I share my experience of depression as well as how I was able to heal. And so this began another journey in my life, and this is what I call my inner journey. So instead of traveling the world, I began to travel on an inner level to really learn what was going on inside of me and why this depression kept surfacing at times when high stress or I was experiencing burnout, why they were showing up in my life. And this is really where I began to turn around and to really see all the possibility that is available to us. So it became a spiritual journey that I then went on. It became a healing journey. And I really learned that there was something bigger than myself that was supporting me and that was here to give me everything that I was desired to be. And you know, we all have that defining moment when change really becomes a necessity. It's no longer something that we can put off and wait until a better day to decide to make that commitment to make the changes that you desire in your life. And that moment for me was when, after I had my meltdown, I went up to the farm. We had animals there too, and I had built a connection with them. And I knew that seeing them would help me to ground myself and feel happy again. And Mark happened to be up there, and we were talking a little bit. And he said to me, "You know, I've been thinking about what's been going on with you, and I'm wondering if you were to try Prozac just for a little while, that could help you to remember what it feels like to be happy." When I heard those words, something inside of me just woke up, and I realized now is the time. And that is when my inner spiritual journey began. And I discovered a whole bunch of things. I discovered a whole bunch of modalities, and this is when I started to heal my own life. And after I went on that journey and healed myself in my own life, it was then through conversations that I had with people that I realized that this was something that was needed on a much larger scale. This was not necessarily completely about myself. It became something bigger than me. And I realized that I then had the tools and the abilities to help people to heal, to help people to know how to run their energy in a much more efficient way, and in a way that connected them to their life force, connected them to their essence, connected them to purpose, so that as they woke up every day, they began to feel excitement. They began to experience more love and to be filled by this excitement and love so that they could move forward and really create the life that they are here to manifest. And so on this journey, I discovered a unique energy map that we all have. We're all born with that. And once we discover what this energy map is, it gives us a clear idea of who we really are on an inner level and how that then reflects out on an outer level, and how we can use that information to heal ourselves, to heal our lives, to create more intimate relationships, and to discover how to manifest in a way that feels good, that is easy, and that is unique to you. And this is what I really wish for everyone. And so let's dive into the information that I have invited you to learn today so that we can help you get on your way of stepping into your personal power. And so we're going to be talking about managing challenges and constant energy drains that show up in our lives. And the various ways that we can recognize these energy drains are through the forms of money challenges, money arguments and stress that show up in our life when we don't appear to have enough. They show up in our family dynamic relationships and in health challenges that can show up that bring us, again, attention to our body, to ourselves as an inner being. And also we can look at them and recognize them through the emotional turmoil and the way that we react to the things that happen to us on a daily basis. And so the first challenge that I hear a lot from my clients is that I just don't have the time to make any other changes. I don't have the time to take anything else on. I'm so bogged down by my daily details in life. And a secondary story that runs underneath this challenge that you might hear yourself saying to yourself is that I just don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. There's so many things I would like to do, but I can't make more time in my day. And when we continue to allow that story to play on an inner level, it creates feelings of self-pity, that we make ourselves the victim to our environment. We get ourselves full of doubt, and we really feel unsupported by the people and by the universe in general. So there's underlying things that will let you know if you hear yourself telling yourself this story, there is help. And the way that you can help yourself get past this feeling like you don't have any time is to really take a few minutes and to look at your daily routine, to look at what time you get up in the morning, to the first things that you do. Really even think about the first thing that you say to yourself when you wake up in the morning. Is it a thought of, oh, okay, it's time to get up. Oh, I've got so much to do. Don't know how I'm going to get done. Or is the story, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to jump out of bed, and I am ready to tackle and take on everything that is waiting for me in my day. Excuse me. And so what you do when you look at that daily routine, you look at it from the perspective of, what is it that I need? A lot of the times, especially as women, we are the caregivers of our family. That is one of the jobs that we take on. And when we do that, oftentimes we forget about ourselves. We know what everybody else needs. We know what everybody else's routine is. And oftentimes we are left to last. So when you look at your routine this time, I want you to look from the perspective of, what is it that I need? If I had an extra 20 minutes to myself at some point in my day, what would that give me? And what would I do with those 20 minutes? If we don't have an idea or a thought about how to use any amount of time that we can give to ourselves, then that time gets dictated by us. We don't dictate that time for us. So you want to be sure and think about, what is it that I can do for myself for 20 minutes a day that is going to give me and feed my energy, so that I can take on everything else from that place of love, from that place of confidence and ease that we all long for. You know, this might look like waking up 20 minutes earlier. And I know that sometimes that can feel counterintuitive, especially when you feel like you don't have enough energy to do what it is that you want. As it is, getting up 20 minutes earlier, you could use that extra time to rest. And I want to share with you something, that when we work with our energy, when we do something to give our energy, when we're doing something to add energy to ourselves, be it meditation, be it that we start a daily ritual or ceremony that really brings all of ourselves to the moment, dropping any worries or fears that we may be carrying. When we begin our day like that, we are adding energy to ourselves, and energy is accumulated. So the more that you can take that 10, 20, 30 minutes, however much time you can give to yourself in any part of the day where you are giving yourself energy, that energy accumulates over time, and you will begin to notice that you are able to go through your daily routine, do everything that you have to do, and still have some energy left over, not feeling so drained that you might be feeling at the end of your days right now. And it gives you the opportunity to celebrate any small win that you receive on a daily basis. Again, accumulating more energy so that you take back your power to be able to go through everything that you do in a day. So moving on to challenge number 2. I've tried so many things already and haven't been able to get past the inner struggle and negative talk to make any lasting changes in my life. You know, and this comes down to habits. And we've all heard the saying that habits are hard to break. We have this story playing on an inner level in ourselves. And when we do, we are just giving ourselves an excuse or a way out of making that transition to actually helping ourselves get over this. You know, it's like that story. We actually carry around trophy cases on an inner level. And in the front of that trophy case, it has all of our failures. It has all the mistakes that we've made. It's have all the incompletes. You know, we've started many things and not finished. I know that I too do that. And I'm working on completing things or letting things go. That's one way you can stop this specific energy drain, is either complete things that you haven't completed, or you let them go and just say, I'm finished with this, even though I'm not finished with it. Just stating that allows you to pull back that energy that you have tied to that thing that is incomplete. So we have all these things in that inner trophy case that we carry on, and any successes or any positive things that we have, they're in that trophy case, but they're hidden behind all these failures and all of these incompletes that we look at on a daily basis, that we look at and allow this story to keep playing. And we need to stop this. if you want to have enough energy, if you really are wanting to create change in your life and we want to express the potential that you came here to express, the solution to this challenge is to sit down and really ask yourself, what am I committed to? Where is it that I'm going to focus my energy so that I can get out of this rut that I am in, so that I can do one thing that is going to help myself? We all have an inner resolve that wants us to succeed. It just takes a moment for you to sit down and breathe into that inner resolve. Okay, I'm going to breathe into my body. I'm going to find my inner resolve and I'm going to make that commitment to myself once again. Only you can make the commitment to yourself. Only you can say, okay, I know that I have failed in the past. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to forgive myself and I'm going to recommit to myself in achieving and in exploring the things that are going to work for me so that I can manifest all that I desire. And know that other challenges are going to show up. Know that you are going to need to recommit. You know, we all have bad days. I had a meltdown the other day when, I had a stressful morning and getting everybody out the door. And as soon as everybody got out the door, I went into my bedroom, I closed the door, I laid down on my bed and I cried for about 10 minutes. And I just sobbed and I just let it all out. And then I took a big breath and I said, okay, I'm recommitting to doing the things that I said that I was going to do today. I'm recommitting to myself. I'm recommitting to taking those action steps. And I am going to give myself the space to release what I need to release in order to be able to move forward again. And I tapped back into my inner resolve and I came into my office and I did everything that I needed to do, being in the most positive place that I could be. And that just takes practice. So moving on now to challenge number 3. I struggle with belief in myself because I've not seen the results yet. Again, it goes back to I've tried so many things and just I haven't been able to make something stick. I haven't been able to make something work. And, a lot of the times we might tell ourselves a story like, yeah, okay, I tried that and it did work for a little while. But then look at this other person who tried the same thing that I did and look at how much further they are ahead than I am. And when we look at others and we compare ourselves to others, we are letting our own energy drain from our body. We are looking at somebody else who we don't really even know. The appearance on the outside looks like they are more successful than you. But know that each one of us is wired in a specific way. Each one of us experiences success in our own way. And the comparison, it really has to stop. If you find yourself comparing yourselves to other people, please stop. It's like drinking poison. It is just draining your energy. It is taking away from your confidence. It is making your body contract. And when our body contracts, we don't have access to the thoughts, to the emotions, to the solutions that are waiting for you to see them. Whenever you ask to receive something, the solution is there for you. It's up to us to master the energy that we feel and know that, yeah, I've struggled with this in the past, but I am going to commit to myself to make this change, and I am going to do whatever it takes. This is a non-negotiable for me. And when I realize that I'm going down this path, when I realize that I'm feeding myself poison, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to give myself a hug, because in that moment you recognized a pattern that you've been in. And a lot of times these patterns are unconscious. Once these patterns become conscious, once you realize what it is that you're doing, that is the perfect moment for you to do something different. And I want to share with you right now a simple trick. It's a simple mind trick that you can do that I learned a long time ago from Skip Lackey. And if you were a part of the Empower Your Intuition video summit, you know that he was one of the featured experts. And a long time ago, I was sitting and listening to Skip present from the front of the room, and he was talking about our mind chatter and how it can take us places that we don't want to go. And a lot of the times we don't even realize what story is playing because it's just become so habitual. And what he suggested and what I started to do and implement and what I give to all of my clients to start to implement right away is that when you catch yourself, that is the best moment. That is a moment to celebrate, because now when you catch yourself, you have a choice. And the way that he described it is to picture in your mind's eye yourself coming to this fork in the road. And this fork, it's got a direction going left and it's got a direction going right. And if you go down that left-hand road, you're going to continue to play the same story that you have in your head. You're going to continue to poison your own energy and just keep allowing it to drain. But if you choose to go on the right and you choose to smile at yourself, there I go again. I'm telling myself that silly story. I am hurting myself. The key is when you smile, you change your physiology in your body. All of a sudden, that contraction, there's that little window for you to be able to open up. And when you allow yourself to open up, that then helps you get access to just one thought that is loving, that is supportive, that is at a different vibration than you just caught yourself at. And when you practice this, when you catch yourself, smile, take a deep breath, say, well, there I go again. I'm going to lovingly guide myself down. What is my focus? What is it that I'm committed to? And begin allowing yourself to dream. Allow yourself to remember, I am committed to making this change, because I know when I make this change within myself, it's going to benefit and support everybody around me, and it's going to help me to create the life that I want and to manifest everything that my heart desires. So that's challenge number 3, and please try this exercise. It's so easy. All you have to do is smile and your physiology changes. Now, I do have the biggest obstacle to aligning with your desires that I would like to talk about now. I'm going to share that with you. And really, it's all around the giving everybody else in our life our own power. And we do this when we allow the fear of the unknown to remain in our bodies activated. And it really allows the other people to dictate in our lives what we can and cannot accomplish. And this fear, when we don't bring it to the surface, when it remains underlying, it's very, very evasive. So much so that we don't even realize how bad it is. But really, beneath that fear of the unknown, there's another belief that's activated, that is holding you back from connecting to your true self and to owning your own power. And that fear is, if I make this change, if I step up fully in my life and I connect to my power and I start to live from this place, that everyone else in your life is going to be left behind. And that they are going to leave you, that you're going to be alone, and that the story of the unknown is too scary even to take one tiny baby step towards. So even just knowing that this fear is present means that you can work with that fear. You know, in another one of the interviews I did in the series that I just finished, Jan Dielstra took me through this process of facing fear, of just closing my eyes and saying, okay, I've got this fear that I'm going to be left alone, that once I step into my power, everything that I know is going to just disappear. Give that fear a look at it, see what it looks like. Talk to it. Tell it, I see you. I honor you for whatever protection you're offering me right now, but I would like to work with you. Fear can also help you to propel you forward. And I'll tell you, this fear, it is the breakthrough point that we all must break through. I know I had to do it. I wanted to bring my husband with me every step of my transformation, but there are times when he's just not ready. And I had to sit down and say, okay, Melissa, this is what you desire. You need to do this for yourself first. And once you do it for yourself, I believe that everybody in my life was going to come with me. Because when you make change and you make it on an inner level, you're creating a space of love. You're creating self-love. You're creating confidence. All of these things are magnetic. When you love yourself, you will find people to be attracted to you. You will find that people get curious. They notice, what is it that's changed in this person? And you become magnetic. So you actually, when you overcome this fear and you allow this obstacle to just dissipate, you actually are becoming more magnetic to having everything that you want. And it begins to show up in your life. You came into this life wired in a very specific way for experiencing success, for experiencing transformation, healing, and for manifesting everything that you came in to manifest, everything that you came in to create. And your intuition is here to help you on that journey. And the way that I see intuition is that it's my inner compass. When I need to go into a direction, or when I'm wanting to go in a direction in my life, I pull out my inner compass and I say, okay, where do I need to go? What is my next destination? And then when I get to that destination, I ask, okay, where's the next destination? I use my intuition, my inner compass, as a way for taking me from one step to the next step to the next step. So that with each step I take, I am allowing myself to be guided. And this is very key in helping you to keep that fear of the unknown at bay. Stay in the step that you're in. This is my next step. I'm going to go do this next step. I'm going to complete this next step. I'm going to fill myself with the energy of that completion. And then I get my compass out and say, okay, what's my next step? This is where slowing down comes in. We need to slow down in order to speed up. When we slow down and we take one step at a time, staying in that step until it is completed, we are gathering our energy. We are igniting and activating our personal power that is going to take us to the next step. And when we activate their energy, when we activate our personal power, each step gets easier no matter what challenges show up. And challenges are going to show up. That's the nature of life, and that is how we grow and we continue to expand. And we continue to manifest all of our heart's desires. And so I'd like to talk to you now a little bit about energy mastery. We have this inner world. We are the only ones who know exactly what's going on an inner level at any given time. You are the only person who knows what you're thinking about right now. And you are the only person who can use your energy in order to change what it is that you're experiencing. You were born with a unique blueprint. And this blueprint gives you the answers and the map that is available within for you to follow so that you can get to the center. You can tap into your true essence, that unique essence that is you. And when we live from our essence, when we're able to clear away all the mud, all the BS, all the stuff that has been thrown at us, when we're able to tap into that essence and use that light within to clear out our lives, we get to live with purpose. Purpose, you get to find it, and you get to then live from a place where decisions become easier. And they become easier because you look at everything and you ask yourself, is this bringing me towards my purpose, or is it taking me away from it? And decisions become simple. You become fully embodied in your being. And when you walk into a room, people notice you. You become magnetic for the people and the opportunities that you need, that you're calling to you in order to help you make the change and to help you make that change easier. When you become a master of your energy, you also know your communication style. You're able to clearly communicate your needs. You're able to communicate any boundaries that you need in order to reserve and keep as much energy of yours that you need in order to manifest. It takes a lot of energy to manifest something into the physical. The more energy that you can keep, the better that it is. And your unique energy map has all of this information there available for you. When you know this unique energy map, you also regain control of your emotions. And what that looks like is that looks like less reaction and more interaction. You know, there's a lot of things that I used to react to. And my husband, of course, we're in a relationship. It's very easy for us to react to each other. And in the past, there was a lot of things that he used to say to me that I would react to. And now that I am mastering my energy and I am standing in my own power, when he says those things to me, I just kind of look at him and I smile and I laugh. I know that that's his stuff. It's not mine, and that's his perspective. And I don't get as offended. I don't react in the same way. I'm able to then interact with him and talk to him in that moment. Say, you know what, when you talk to me like that, this makes me feel like this. And I know it's probably not your intention, but this is the way that happens. And then you can direct people and let them know how it is that they can interact with you that will leave everybody feeling better. That's one of the really magical things that you get to learn and master when you know your map and you become your own energy master. You get to live a confident, pleasurable, joyful life. You get to wake up excited. You get to know that in every moment of every day, there's an opportunity for you to grow. There's an opportunity for you to share something that might help somebody else. There's an opportunity for you to tap into that essence and just be. And just being that essence creates that magnetism that helps you to get where you want to go that much more fast. So your unique energy map taps you into your life purpose. It gives you your communication style so that you can know how to talk to people in a way that you want to be talked to. In that loving voice, in that non-reactive voice, in that voice that shares the wisdom that you are here to share. Your energy map shows you your male and female energies. And in order to manifest, you need both, and you need them working together. If they're not working together, then there is conflict. And wherever there's conflict, there's unalignment, and manifestation is harder for you. Knowing these energies brings yourself together. It brings your masculine and feminine in harmony, and they work together in a way that feels good and that helps make manifestation easier for you. And you also learn from your energy map the energy that you need to include in everything that you do to gain more prosperity. as well as the fastest path. There is an energy pattern that we all have that exists within us, that when we activate that pattern and we know that that helps us to move forward faster, again, it gives you your unique manifestation blueprint. When you know your energy map, you know all the things that you need to include. You bring everything together in harmony, and it gives you the exact recipe for you to manifest powerfully in your life. You'll know all the ingredients that you need in order to bring things together. You know how long to cook them. You know how long to hold them to build the energy so that they come in, and you'll be able to manifest your perfect meal every single time. And so how can you learn what your energy map is, and how can you uncover your unique manifestation blueprint? I have a 12-month one-on-one mentoring program that I open just twice a year. And it's called Own It, Be It, Live It. Become your best self in your own personal power. And the mentoring program is 12 months. It includes 3 sessions a month where we release, activate, and direct the energies so that you bring together all parts of you in harmony. You have that manifestation blueprint, and then we get to play with that blueprint. We get to create projects and goals, and we get to create a plan that is going to be aligned with your unique energy map. And that just helps you to create with more ease, with more joy. It drops that comparison game. You no longer need to compare yourselves because you know what works for you the best. Now, I only open 5 spots. That's all I have time for in my calendar because it is can be very intense at times, can be very celebratory. And I want to give you all the support that I can give you in holding that transformation for you. Now, if you do sign up today, I do have an added bonus of a VIP day. It can be done in person or virtually, depending on where it is that you live and how easy it is for us to connect in person. And during that VIP day, we create a visual representation of your specific energy map, and we create that blueprint together. Again, we create a visual of it, and then you will work with it so that you get very clear on what that blueprint looks like for you and how to use it in order to manifest everything that you are calling into your life. It's a very personal day. It's so much fun, and sign up today for one of those 5 spots, and that will be yours. The additional bonuses that go along with the program are that you do get recordings of activations. We activate that new energy that wants to work within you. And anytime you're experiencing a challenge or you feel a little bit low on energy, those activations are there for you to go back to and listen to again and again so that you can really activate that energy pattern on a foundational level so that it becomes natural and it becomes an easy way that you are being in all areas of your life. I have some guided meditations that clear your energy. There are certain times and certain people in our lives that we've picked up energy from. We haven't done this consciously, but what these guided meditations do, they help you to release any energy that is not your own, so that when you hear that voice inside, you are confident and know that it is your voice that is talking to you, and you receive that clear guidance about what is the next best thing for you. When you sign up for this Energy Mastery program, you also automatically are enrolled into the group program that I have going, my Sacred Moon Circles. This is where we meet together twice during the month, and where we talk about the cycles and the rhythms that nature have with us. There's a full moon and a new moon each and every month, and each one of those moments really help us to tap into a specific part of ourselves so that we can call back anything that we need, we can release anything that we don't need anymore. And being a part of a group, you get to borrow the group's energy. And again, the more energy that we can bring in, the easier it is for us to manifest everything that we desire. So if you're interested in one of these 5 spots, I suggest you go to www.sacredvisionbusiness.com/MM. It has all the details there for you. It has the pricing and the various ways that you can pay for it. There's only 5 spots. The first 5 that come in and claim it, they're theirs. Anybody else who comes in after, you will be put on a waiting list until the next time that I open my calendar up again. We spend a lot of time in the beginning, in ceremony, getting very clear about what it is that you want to create over the next 12 months. And so it takes a lot of energy to help you to do that. And that's why I only take 5 people. Now, I wanted to share with you one last thing that I've learned through all the projects that I've taken on, and especially through just doing this summit. And that's manifesting really needs 3 main ingredients. And the first one is a constant source of energy. You really need to take the time to feed yourself, to nourish yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Take care of your energy. Learn ways that feed you. There's your sun sign, for instance. Your sun sign is the energy, and the archetype of your sun sign is what helps you to tap into that vital energy force that we have within us. So for example, I am a Taurus. I was born under the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is it's an earth sign. And it's very much about pleasure. It's very much about luxury. It's very much about having different experiences. And it wants to accentuate all the good and the beauty that is around. So if I'm feeling low on energy, one thing that I can do for myself is to take a break, either to step outside and breathe in the air and to look around me and recognize the beauty that is there. By me focusing my attention on that beauty and just really connecting myself to it, that feeds my vital energy. I also need to move my body a lot. So if I stay on my computer for too long, my energy just gets drained. When I know that happens, I get up, I move my body, I get that energy moving again, and I am tapped into that vital source that I have within me. So there's a constant source of energy that you have access to, that when you can activate it when you need it, it's one of the ingredients we all need for manifesting. The second thing is how we manage the challenges. I talked in the beginning about managing challenges in a way that they're here to show you what it is that you need to overcome in order to gather more of that energy, in order to gather more of that personal power. If you can look at a challenge as a gift, knowing that once you get on the other side of that challenge, there's going to be something there for you that you don't have access to right now. When you can look from that perspective at a challenge, it really gives you the encouragement that you need to move forward powerfully and to handle the challenge so that you can keep moving towards that which your heart is really most wanting. We don't want to get stuck in challenges. We don't want to get stuck in drama. Again, it's something that can be a habit. It's something that you can break. And when we manage these challenges in a way that helps to bring us forward, life gets much more easier. And again, we're giving ourselves more energy to move forward powerfully. And the third ingredient needed for manifesting is the clarity of direction. When we know what we are at our essence, when we know our purpose, the clarity of direction becomes very clear. We know we can ask the simple question, is this taking me towards my purpose or away from my purpose? And the clarity of direction comes the more and more you release any contraction you feel in your body and you allow yourself to expand out into everything, all the possibilities, all the solutions, all the things that the universe is here to provide for you. The universe wants good to happen in your life. It acts in your best behavior, even if it doesn't always appear that way. We want to manage those challenges in a way that, okay, this is somehow for my good. I know and I believe this. I'm going to take care of my energy so that I can get through it. And once I get through it and get to the other side, then I know that there is a gift waiting there for me. And I get excited. You get excited about challenges showing up in your life when you live from this perspective and from this place, and the clarity naturally comes in. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy that you took the time out of your schedule to watch this recording. I hope that all the things that I shared here today give you some different ways of looking at yourself, at your life, and at your own ability to create, your own ability to tap into your own energy so that you can have enough energy to call forth and magnetize all the opportunity, the love, and the possibilities that are here for you. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. If you have any questions, please, you can email me at sacredvisionlife@gmail.com. If you want to claim one of those 5 spots for the Energy Mastery Program, you can do that at sacredvisionbusiness.com/MM. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and I send you many, many blessings. So much love from the bottom of my heart. Bye for now.